Hey Aries, Taurus, and cross watchers, welcome in to your Aries season tarot reading here at Cusp of Roses. My name is Gabrielle. For anybody new here, welcome in. For those of you returning to the channel, welcome back, my loves. And special shout out to all my channel members tuning into this message early and ad-free. I love you all so very much, and I thank you for your love and support. It truly means the world to me. If you want to have the early access to all new readings, perk, and so much more, you can join the channel, become a member, okay, at that join button next to subscribe underneath this video if you see it, or you can click the link in my description box. It'll take you to the same page where you can overview my membership tiers, see what I have to offer, and join wherever you feel comfortable, okay? I would love to have you guys on the more intimate side of this channel, but in the meantime, and in between time, I want to introduce a new deck. I got the Psychic Tarot, which is like a tarot oracle deck, okay? Yeah. We've been using this for membership readings for a while, but those readings are now archived, okay? You also get access to well over almost like 800 readings that I have archived here on the channel when you join. So another perk, okay? So make sure y'all check that out. But I felt guided to start off this new season, new energy, the new astrological year with a new deck. And I'm excited, all right? I was getting in your meditation though, Aries, Taurus, that this season might be a little counterintuitive for you. And what I mean by that is you are going to be, in part of your powerhouse energy, and you are going to be required here, okay? Yeah, they're giving me the word required. You're going to be required to be patient and to plan. Be patient and to plan things out, Aries, Taurus, okay? Whatever you might start to feel impulsive around, you need a plan for. Whatever, that's what I mean, counterintuitive, okay. Whatever you maybe have been planning and, being patient around, you might actually want to activate a little bit of that more action-oriented, a little bit more impulse in, okay? So it's almost like this season is going to feel a bit reversed for you in the energy. It seems like there's a part of you that wants to set the right intention for some sort of energetic motion that you have going on, or that you want to start creating for yourself. It's important for you to have the right intention around that energy. And how it was coming through is like there could be a little bit of I want to maybe say an illusion, or like some sort of disorienting energy. Maybe that is the cause for some sort of reversal energy for you, Aries, Taurus. Or things feeling like they're in reverse, where you are normally impulsive, you're now patient and planning, and then where you've been patient and planning, and all of a sudden you start to be impulsive. That's definitely in the cosmic climate for you. There's something that's trying to sift out or sort out of your energy. Or kind of like, it's kind of giving me like the Hanged One energy. Everything is upside down so that you can see it from a new perspective, experience something with a new vision, a new sight line. They're telling me sight lines. Something about the sight lines. I don't know if you guys are into architecture or what is that? Isn't that engineering too? Structural engineering or city planning or development or something like that. I don't know, sight lines. Like I'm seeing focal points. Like you know how you can draw a ruler and it all lands to a point, but it gives you like that 3D kind of effect. Okay, so all these lines end up at one point. There's a particular point to be made, or a point that you're missing here. That's why things are in reverse this season, so that you can get it, or that you can see it properly. I would definitely utilize that patient and planning kind of an energy. When it comes to anything that has to do with foundation or anything that you are intending to make permanent in your world, have a plan for it. Okay. Yeah, I'm still stuck on like a I don't even know what you would call a draw board, like a sketch board. So maybe some of you guys draw. Yeah, financial and material changes. Okay, exactly. Maybe that's what you need to make a plan around, where you might feel a bit impulsive. There could be some financial and material changes coming up here for you, Aries, Taurus. Or that you know is coming up, and you, as opposed to I'm just going to wing it, you need to make a plan around it, okay? Clarify this Five of Pentacles. Intuition in reverse, yeah. The High Priestess in reverse. That's what I mean. It's not coming out of the blue. You know this is coming. Plan for it, Aries, Taurus. Or you're planning to make some sort of financial and material changes. Why intuition in reverse? Partnerships and alliances. This is what you need to see. Okay, I'm kind of sensing maybe some of you already jumped into a partnership and alliance without utilizing your intuition, and that is going to cause some sort of financial or material, I'm hearing the word setback for you. This could also be a memory, so that if I might be trying to highlight a point in time, maybe that's why I was seeing those lines all drawing to a point in time where you didn't use your intuition, and then you ended up taking some sort of financial or material hit or loss in a partnership and or alliance. Don't make the same mistake twice. If you can avoid it. I kind of feel like I'm catching some of y'all where you're realizing that you've made the same mistake twice. Clarify this partnership and alliance. What did I just said this was a memory, right? Memories of love. Yeah, okay. Six of Cups. Oof. Some of y'all might be repeating a cycle here. And that might be why you are in that reversal energy, because you've missed a point here, or you've overlooked something, or again, you might still not be using your intuition where you need to. Okay. Clarify these memories. Triumphant success. Yeah. Ace of Swords. Okay, so I'm bringing some sort of clarity here when it comes to that. Yeah, some of y'all are in a repetitive cycle or repeating a cycle because you were not tied in, or you might not have listened or trust your inner high priestess, your higher self, your intuition, and now stand to go through some financial and material changes because of this partnership and alliance that you've made. Okay. Clarify this energy for Aries, Taurus during the Aries season. What's going on? Movement, choices, and decisions. Yeah, the clarity that you're meant to gain in this season, especially for those of y'all that are in that hangman energy or receiving the enlightenment that you are repeating some sort of cycle. You gotta be more conscious and more intentional when it comes to your movement, choices, and decisions. You have to make better investments, babe. And that involves getting this high priestess upright. Okay, yeah, spiritual union. A partnership and alliance that you have here, Aries, Taurus, could be blocking you from your spiritual union. You might have chose this partnership and alliance because you thought it was a spiritual union. Or you need to hold on to the truth or find that point that you're missing so that you can have the opportunity to make new choices and decisions that then lead to your spiritual union. Clarify the spiritual union for Aries, Taurus. Yeah, you got to gain the awareness. Yeah. Once you tap into the right awareness, you can have accelerated motion to be able to have triumphant success in the movement and choices and decisions that you then make from here on out, which then will lead you to some form of spiritual union here. But you are out of spiritual alignment with this intuition high priestess energy in reverse. Because you're either holding on to the memory, or like I said, I think you're repeating a cycle, or you might almost be. Maybe I'm catching y'all right before you make this choice and decision to repeat a cycle. So tell me more about the financial and material changes that might be happening here for Aries, Taurus. Heart chakra in reverse, passion ignited at the bottom. So you're in a partnership or an alliance that does not tie into your heart chakra, that isn't connected to your spirit, with intuition in reverse. Some of y'all got to work on opening your heart chakra a little bit more. Because again, the heart chakra is where we give and receive abundance from. So if that chakra is unhealthy or not spinning in the right direction or dimmed in any way or bound in any way, you aren't going to be able to give and receive what it is that you are meant for, which seems like the spiritual union. Why the high priestess in reverse? Yeah, it's almost like, yeah, it's no secret that whatever this partnership and alliance is, it does not have emotional ties to it. It's formed off of a memory, or it's formed from memories. So it could be different person, but same kind of vibe that is bringing back a memory or is tied to your past. Same spirit. Some of y'all are battling a spirit that shows up in different people for you. And that's why you're missing the point of why that keeps happening, because there's something that spirit is trying to get you to initiate within yourself, so that you can no longer either be attracted to that spirit or that you can recognize it. Yeah, some of y'all might be having some third eye activity here. But yeah, because of emotional withdrawal, you are unable to connect into your intuition. So if you keep making choices and decisions that don't include your emotions, or that don't protect your emotional body or support your emotional body, therefore you can't kind of tap into your intuition if you're disconnected from your emotions and you keep repeating cycles. Okay, so some of y'all might be going through emotional withdrawal, which is disconnecting you from your higher self. Keep in mind, the heart chakra is the first chakra of the higher chakra. So if you don't have that chakra active, you can't really tap into your throat chakra. You can't tap into your third eye, and you definitely can't receive anything in your crown. Clarify this partnership and alliance. Yeah, authority. Yeah, yep. Some of y'all keep choosing partnerships and alliances that want to control you. Or you are choosing partnerships and alliances that give you the sense of control that you might be searching for. So maybe being in your emotional body makes you feel out of control. So then you kind of stray away from connections, partnerships, and alliances that activate that emotional energy for you. And you choose situations and people and places and things that keep that emotional center dormant, but then experience all this Five of Pentacles energy because of it. So some of y'all got to face some sort of control thing you have going on when it comes to your emotional body. Clarify the memories of love. Thank you. The solar plexus, yeah. They're hooked in there. This is a battle of will. This is what I mean. Some sort of nostalgia, some sort of past happening or situation still has a bind on your solar plexus. So it pushes you into these situations or pulls your energy into these situations that keep that stronghold strong. Some of you, it's like you think you're in control, but you're not. And then when that's the reversal too. And then when you feel you're out of control, you're actually more in control than you think you are. Yeah, this is kind of like a funhouse mirror type of circus type of energy. I don't know where you're at, or it could just be a lot going on. Maybe there's a bit of a mess here, Aries, Taurus, that you're in the center of. And I just heard ringmaster, but you also might be the ringmaster of it, having to deal with the circus you created in some way. Love you. Okay, but it seems like this is a season where that truth is going to be very loud. No matter how much you want to ignore it or put your earplugs in or try to like tune it out, you're not going to be able to. That truth is going to be everywhere you look. Okay, so what is the triumphant success or this truth? Rest and rejuvenate. Yeah. That you got to surrender this need for authority. Surrendering the need for authority honors the fact that you already have authority. It's not a need. You're not in lack of it. You already embody it. You already own it. Therefore, it isn't a need. It's a have. You already have it. But when you're in that state of, I need control, I need to be the authority, you don't feel like you are. That's where that need comes from. This is learning how to meet your needs, Aries, Taurus, in a way that can align you, in a way that can give you the authority that you're looking for, but you're looking for it in all the wrong places. And it's like part of you knows that, but then part of you doesn't want to see that or doesn't want to break the habit. That's why you're probably the ringleader of this circus. Clarify the Two of Pentacles. This movement, choice, and decision. The universe, right? The world. The universe isn't going to support movement, choices, and decisions that aren't coming from your heart chakra or that aren't rooted in your higher chakras, Aries, Taurus. So what was comfortable for you is about to get very uncomfortable, because it is going to almost force you into activating that heart chakra so your throat chakra can stabilize, your third eye can stabilize, your crown chakra can stabilize. You can step into this magician energy of awareness. And then you can actually have the authority and the unions and the partnerships and alliances that are meant for you. But the universe is no longer supporting poor choices, poor movements, and poor decisions, right? I'm trying to tell you. Destiny, the Wheel of Fortune. You're not going to be able to move beyond that Five of Pentacles if your heart chakra is not open. If you keep disregarding your intuition, you're going to keep yourself in the Five of Pentacles. You're keeping yourself from your destiny by trying to control it. And again, that's a very normal, very natural, very human thing to do, especially for those of y'all that have this cusp energy. And if you want to learn more about this zodiac cusp and, you know, how you might be able to spot cusp energy in your own natal chart, not just in your natal sun, but your moon, your Venus, your rising, all of that, that's always in the description box below. Okay, if you're new here. Okay, what's the awareness that Aries, Taurus needs? You got to be aware of how to stand your ground. You got to be aware of what you need to have better boundaries, better guards against, which is this kind of Six of Cups, memories, nostalgia that's trapped in your solar plexus, which is the stabilizer for the heart chakra. So again, You gotta be willing. It's a will thing. You gotta want this, Aries, Taurus. Nobody's gonna force spiritual union on you. No one's gonna force your destiny on you. You gotta want it. And you have to stand your ground in the awareness that that is your destiny, that is something that you want, and not succumb or surrender to anything that isn't that. You gotta strengthen your life force. You gotta strengthen that gut. It's like you can't say you want something, but then your actions don't reflect that, or you don't do anything about it. So maybe these memories or this nostalgia keeps you from doing something that you want to do, but you're giving authority to that memory as opposed to your awareness. So again, this is what I'm saying. It's like nobody can force you into anything. Nobody really truly can. You are making the choice and decision to stay stuck, to be there, to choose those partnerships and alliances, to be afraid. There's a lot of fear here too. Okay, I think that's what has your heart chakra in reverse. Blocked off, fear in the solar plexus. So fear to move, fear to take action, fear to do, fear to use your own free will. So you sacrifice your free will to feel like you're an authority in a situation that you genuinely and truly probably don't even have authority in. It has authority over you, but it gives you that false sense of authority in the situation. So you hold on to that as opposed to developing and cultivating a real sense of authority where it's not anything having authority over you, it's you having authority over it. But it's like there's an illusion of you having authority over it when in fact it has authority over you. And this control thing could be reflected in these partnerships and alliances. You could be attracted to people who attempt to control you and have power over you because you're trying to have power in the situation. You see what I mean? Like you're facing yourself in these partnerships and alliances. Okay. Clarify the financial and material changes. Disconnect and bored. I'm trying to tell you, Aries, Taurus. You're only bored because you're disconnected from your heart chakra and your intuition and your emotional body. If you were to connect with that energy, you wouldn't be bored. But it's like you find yourself in these partnerships and alliances out of boredom, and then it fucks up your money or like fucks up your stability. And you then lose control where you could have had control all along. You see what I'm saying? Like it's discontent and boredom. That's the impulsive decision. Well, I'm bored, so I'm just going to go do it. And then doing it traps you in some sort of way. Yeah. Ace of Cups with the Empress. Okay, I promise. This is all said in love, right? Yeah. You got to build the spiritual strength here, Aries, Taurus, or it's time to. And again, Saturn being in your energy for a good little minute. Good little minute. Aries, Taurus energy has about 6 years with Saturn. Okay? So it's like you got to maybe even be honest with yourself. Yeah, I do get into these situations because I'm bored. But only boring people get bored, in truth. So you got to find things that elate your heart and you find joy in, and you'll never be bored. Okay, so tell me why intuition is in reverse with emotional withdrawal. Clarify. Because you're not patient. Discontent and boredom creates impulsivity for you. But you're only bored because you're not in your power. You're not connected. Temperance. Clarify the partnerships, alliances with authority, dear divine. What did I say? It's all based out of fear. Trapped in fear. Because you're trapped in fear, you step into partnerships and alliances trying to force your authority when, especially for your energy, you don't gotta force no authority. You naturally have it. Any room you step into, you're gonna have an authoritative presence. But if you don't know that, then you're going to go out of your way to kind of force that. And then that's what's going to create all this circus energy around you. Because you're moving out of fear. You're not moving out of peace, or you're not moving out of purpose, or you're not moving out of trust. It's like you're not admitting that you're afraid. So you're trying to put on this facade of authority. And that facade of authority is attracting fake energy. Because it's fake from the jump. It's not authentic to you. Whatever you think authority looks like, it's not authentic to the true authority that you have. So you're attracting fake, false facade energy because it's attracted to the fake and the false and the facade. You got to grow your patience. Yeah, I know, Aries, Taurus. Trust me, that is not your favorite word. I get it, but Saturn's not going to let you do anything else but grow your patience, and it will destroy everything that has been built off of impulsivity. Because you have destiny here. Saturn's not doing this just for the fun of it. It's because you have a destiny that you're being blocked from, or you're blocking yourself from. Memories of love with the solar plexus. Heartache and loss, I'm trying to tell you. You're holding on to heartache and loss and pain. It's stored in your solar plexus, which is debilitating it, debilitating your life force, debilitating your free will, debilitating your energy so that you can't even make a sovereign choice if you wanted to, because you're surrendering all your power to the heartache and loss. And it's almost like you're trapping yourself in that fear of heartache and loss by like, eventually it's going to happen. So you're always looking for a way to have the upper hand in a situation, which is just fucking you up even more, because it's pulling you away from your authentic energy that has the upper hand regardless. But you got to know that to embody that. You got to have the awareness of that to stand in it. Clarify this triumphant success with rest and rejuvenate for Aries, Taurus. Moving on. You would have better success resting, rejuvenating, finding some sort of solitude, maybe even being a bit more hermited in this season, reconnecting with your higher self, healing that heart chakra energy, unbinding whatever's bounding you in your solar plexus, so that you can actually let it go. You can actually move on. But this whole false sense of authority is coming from a place of fear because you haven't moved on. You haven't let something go yet. Okay, clarify movement, choices, and decisions with the universe here. Thank you. Mental conflict. So the universe knows the true intention. You could sit here and say, oh, no, I didn't mean to do that. Or no, that's not what I did. And no, I'm not coming from fear. I'm not afraid. The universe knows. You can't lie to your creator. You can't lie to the divine intelligence that created you. They know you inside and out. So you can say, no, I know. No, you don't. Clearly not by the choices and the movements and the decisions that you're making. So you got to face your truth. And again, it's okay, Aries, Taurus, to not know. Just because you have that natural authoritative energy doesn't mean that you're always going to know what to do. And you don't have to put on the facade of, I always know what I'm doing. Because by the looks of it, that's not even how your movement, your choices and decisions come across. That's what I'm saying. The truth in it is always going to show up, no matter how high or how sturdy or how strong you build that facade. The truth behind it is going to seep in through your movements, your choices and decisions every time. It does not care about what you say. Your words hold no weight at this point, Aries, Taurus. Your movement, choices and decisions do when it comes to the universe. You could say all you want, but they know the truth that's within you. Clarify spiritual union with destiny. What did I say? You can't get past the Five of Pentacles until you sift through all this fear, because what's destined for you is the Nine of Pentacles. And that is tied into spiritual union. And again, it's the Two of Cups, which for me, as a reader, speaks a little bit more to your union with the universe as opposed to union with anybody else. Okay? It's the foundation for any other union you would have with anyone else, is the union you have with yourself. Intuition being in reverse says you don't have union with yourself. That's what this is all about, Aries season. You moving through the fear that is blocking you from having union with yourself. And once you get into union with yourself, and not only just get into that energy of union, stand on it, all 10 toes, down on that union with yourself, no matter who's around, what comes up, no matter what. Not hopping into energy for a minute, and then as soon as some sort of challenge or some sort of temptation or something comes, you just fall. No, standing in it regardless activates the magician in you, your higher awareness, and then everything that's tied to that connection can find you. Everything that's destined can be. But destiny can't be if you keep separating yourself from it. Okay? All right. And what's awareness withstanding the ground? I cannot make it up. I cannot, Aries Taurus. The new beginning, full energy, can't happen until you stand your ground. And do you see how she's standing on that world and the door is behind her? It's not opened. She's not looking back. It's closed. It's locked. She's trusting that the world is going to carry her forward. That is the full energy. And it genuinely, that's why it's traditionally depicted as a cliff. It doesn't look back. Once you jump off, there's no climbing up that curve of the cliff to get back up there. It's done. But you have to make the awareness and make the choice and decision to say that you're done. You got to be willing to actually be done with the past. And again, in this season and for the next 6 years, the universe is not listening to anything you say. They are going to watch what you move, how you move, the choices you make, and the decisions you make. That is what's going to tell them what to do, what to bring you to, what to kind of bring in for you. So there's no, saying I'm healed or saying I'm over it, and yeah, I've moved on, when everything in your energy is still tied to it. There's no fooling the universe, Aries Taurus. And you're not going to be able to fool anybody else either. Okay? So you got some work to do. What did I say? Temptation. You got to lock temptation on the other side of that door. And leave it locked. Not running back to it and unlocking it and then, dabbling with the temptation and then, okay, I'm going to close it. Okay, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. You gotta lock it and lock it for good. Okay? And again, this is where your free will comes in. If you don't want your destiny, okay. I can almost guarantee you're gonna have to come back here and and refigure it out and redo it all over again. Or not. I don't know. Only the universe knows what your soul has in store, but it's you have power to say what you're bound to and decide what you're going to be bound to and what you're not going to be bound to here. There's no more making the choice and decision to stay bound but then saying that you're not. Like there's no more room for that, Aries Taurus. Okay, so we're going to use a new oracle as well, the Wisdom Oracle. See what wisdom you have to gain here out of Aries season in this energy. Thank you, Divine. Ooh. Yeah, a leg up. This is the universe trying to come in and help you. trying to get you up at a higher height, get you to have a different sight line to see it. Okay, 34 or 7 could be significant. What else? What other wisdom is available here? Be wise enough to know where you're creating chaos and conflict. Like I said, some of y'all are the ringmasters in your own chaos and conflict. Can't blame the peanut gallery, because they're only coming in to see the show. Because you're putting on a show. Like, you see what I'm saying? It's like, you gotta look at yourself here, Aries, Taurus. I know it's hard, but you gotta own it. Yeah, there's some sort of, again, some sort of setback you might experience here with 34 down to 33. Yeah, oh, and look at that. In this artwork, it's a zebra that's painted like a giraffe, but that paint is falling off and exposing the stripes. That false sense of authority. Your power doesn't come from pretending to be something. Your power comes from being it. That's why I do not support fake it till you make it. Fake it till you make it will have you in chaos and conflict. Because you're painting yourself something that you are not. And that's not a negative thing that you're not it, or you're not what you're painting. It's just, it's not authentic to you. Wear your stripes. Okay? Yeah. And you gotta gain wisdom from observing, paying attention to the details here, Aries, Taurus. They're there. Gotta pay attention to the pattern so that you can learn from it. And that requires looking at yourself too, being an observer of yourself. Yeah. TikTok in reverse. Yeah, something's out of time. Oh boy, Aries, Taurus, something's out of time. Like I said, there's no more time. Yeah, it's kind of like that. Like the clock has struck midnight. The pumpkin is turning, the carriage is turning back into a pumpkin. The mice are forming back. The horses are turning into mice. The dress is turning back into rags. Like, yeah. There's no more hiding. No more hiding behind the illusions of authority here, Aries, Taurus. It's time to actually be the authority so that you can have a new life. Yeah. To be fair. Okay. Now, if I am talking about some sort of union that maybe you have been aware of, but you've been ignoring, time is maybe up with that union for you to step into that. And in order to be fair to whoever was on the other side of this Two of Cups with you, whoever was standing to share that destiny with you, is going to have a new life. Because that's what's fair. That's what's just. And that's what's owed. Okay? And that's only take that if that resonates for you. Okay, what else? What other wisdom is available here? Breathe. Yeah. And that might be uncomfortable to hear for those of you where that resonates, but it is, in fact, again, what's fair. So your time to figure out if you wanted to be in that spiritual union or be in spiritual union, period, is up. The universe has probably been observing you for a while. They're seeing all this chaos and conflict. Seems like they've tried to give you some sort of support and help to come out of that temptation energy, the Devil card. But yeah, whoever's on the other side of the spiritual union, or who was, they deserve to breathe. They deserve to be at peace. So this chaos and conflict that you've been the ringmaster of, for whoever that resonates with, wasn't just affecting you. It was also affecting your spiritual union, your partner, or whoever was destined to be on that timeline with you. And that's unfair to them, which is why they're getting the fairness of a new life and the ability to kind of breathe outside of this connection. Yeah. It was time to go. It's time for a nap. Yeah. Gotta know when to rest and rejuvenate. You gotta know when to leave. You gotta know when to let go. And so it almost seems like you've held on to the past, which has almost forfeited some sort of future timeline or destiny timeline you were meant to be on. Okay. What other wisdom is available here? Community. Yeah. You've had a lot of people in your community watching you, seeing what you were going to do. Maybe they're also aware that you had some sort of spiritual union for some. TikTok in reverse. Yeah. Now, with regeneration coming out under TikTok in reverse, just because this moment might be over for now, doesn't necessarily mean that it won't regenerate itself. It just means that you're gonna have to do the work that you were being called to do in order to do that. It's not going to happen unless you do the work now. So that magic can come back, but you got to do the work to kind of almost earn it now. It was naturally or freely given to you because it was supposed to give you a leg up. It was supposed to help you get into the spiritual union. For whoever this message is for, you forfeited that spiritual union to hold on to the past. And so now the magic's gone, or the destiny or whatever was meant to be had in that is no more. Okay? It was time to leave a community behind, or leave a lifestyle behind, or whatever this was. And so after destruction, right, after all of the changes and shifts in discipline that Saturn's going to bring in, maybe, but you would have to hold on and stand your ground in the wisdom and the awareness that's coming in from all these lessons, from all this chaos and conflict, in order to step into that new life. And in order for that spiritual union to be fair. Yeah, message in a bottle. So, yeah. There's definitely going to be some distance for sure. If you are aware of the person that you were in this spiritual union with, there's definitely distance that's not going to be closed anytime soon because you got work to do, Aries, Taurus. Okay? Yeah, no place like home. So now that separation or that distance, maybe you'll appreciate the fact that you had home all along. It's almost like you knew where your home was, but you were holding on to the past or holding on to this false sense of control about when you wanted to step into that union, how you wanted to do, what you wanted to get done before you did all that. And that's what created this chaos and conflict and ultimately let the clock strike 12 on this situation. So there was a window, a portal, an opportunity that was opened, and it's closed now. Okay. And through this transformation of the chaos and conflict, you'll realize that, yeah, there's no place like home. There's no place like being in union with yourself. You got to make yourself a home and a safe place to be in. So if you can't take care of your own home, there's no way that you're going to be able to take care of someone else's home that you're in a union with, be a safe space for somebody else if you're not a safe space for yourself. And whoever was on the other side of that deserves to be with somebody who is a safe space for them. This is where that whole rhetoric of like, oh, you can never end your, maybe this is some sort of divine counterpart situation, or if you identify with the twin flame journey, that's your choice to do so. Whatever have you, right? Like, that's where all that rhetoric kind of leads people down the wrong path. The divine isn't going to reward chaos and conflict. Just not. Okay? Right. Because whoever was on the other side of the spiritual union, too blessed to be stressed. It feels like that person is probably standing in their energy. Maybe they were waiting for you, playing the waiting game with you, giving you an opportunity, a chance to step into this, but time's up. Yeah, like I'm soulmates, I'm trying to tell you. So there might be a soulmate that's going to come in for this person, because it seems like you've held on to your soulmate, and so that's the choice and decision that you've made, and that's how that will play out here, okay? Aries, Taurus, I know this might not have been a fun message to hear, but it is needed and necessary, okay? That's where I aim and channel whatever you need to hear, whatever truth, confirmation, and clarity has to come forward for your growth and evolution. And that's what we got here, and I really do hope that it was helpful or just gave you some clarity, maybe some deeper insight on what's happening or what might be playing out here in Aries season, and maybe even a little bit beyond it, okay? I thank y'all for tuning in if you're still here. And if you are and you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe, because I do pull messages for my subscribers and channel members. So if you want me to pick up on your energy, make sure you are subscribed. It's absolutely free, okay? And we do have a bit of a contest rolling here. So whichever Aries season cusp message gets the most likes will get a bonus reading, okay? They'll get a bonus reading. And that will be available for channel members. And I might do just like a bonus that goes public too. But make sure y'all are liking the videos. Make sure you're sharing these readings as well with anyone that you might think could benefit from this message. I appreciate that, y'all. Okay, and don't forget, you can shop your merch at cuspofroses.store. If you want your own personal timeless reading, you can book that at my website, cuspofroses.store. All of that is linked down below, okay? Ways to support as well. I appreciate that. Thank you to everybody who sows love into this community. I love y'all so very much. And I know and trust that that will come back to you 100-fold, okay? All right, but I'll catch y'all in our next one. Namaste.